Hello ladies and gentlemen, today is the day. Today we're talking about the gearing process in Throne of Liberty, and this is super complex to understand thing. It's not like in other MMORPGs you just go and choose the set and you go for the set. No, in this game you will have so many different pieces of different sets and you need to understand what you pursue, what you want to achieve, and this specifically will be the guide to understand how you gear your character as a healer. So this is the ultimate guide how to gear your character as a healer, any type of the healer. So wanton staff, wanton bow, wanton dagger, and that's all. During this video you'll understand what options do you have and they are applicable for all the healers, why these options are good, how to go from green to purple through the blue, at what period of time you need to change from blue to purple, and all of these things. So I hope it will be super long, but it could be. So just subscribe to the channel, like the video. Of course, I love you guys. Community going super fast. You're making my year. Let's go. Okay, so let's start from the basics. First of all, your gear set should look cool. Your character should look cool. I'm the wand and staff user, so you have two different options how you will gear your character. You have evasion or endurance. That's super important. So here in the menu you have melee evasion, ranged evasion, magic evasion, melee endurance, ranged endurance, and magic endurance. What these things do? Evasion is basically a chance to dodge the hit from the melee, ranged, and magic. Every 10 points of difference between hit and evasion will give you additional 1% to dodge the attacks. It sounds super decent. With endurance, it's a little bit different. You have melee critical hit, range critical hit, and magic critical hit, and endurance as well. So endurance is for every difference of 10 points, you will have one chance to have a minimum damage from the enemy. What is minimum damage? You have your base damage. Like for me, it will be 120 and 209. So this is minimum, this is maximum. And every attack, every skill, every damage that I will do to the enemy will be based on the minimum and maximum. So critical hit in this game is not like multiply 2. Multiply 2, it's heavy attack chance. It's different. We don't have defense for the heavy attack chance yet. So you have dodge and you have minimum. And minimum is really good because imagine it's like twice lower damage if you have a really high endurance. The idea is the following. We as the mages and we as the healers, we really struggle with melee. If melee user come like great sword or dagger, jump on you with a silence, you will die in one combo, right? You're struggling from the ranged damage dealers, but you can survive with your heals. And with magic, mages making a lot of damage. But the thing is, the range of mages, look at that, it's only 15 meters, or if I would change to the staff, it will be 19 meters. Rangers will do something like 25 or 30 meters. So you will not so struggle from the mages. That's why, for us, the main thing is ranged and melee, something, evasion or endurance. So you choose. Link below in description you will have two different builds, truly green, blue and purple, different options for evasion and the same for endurance. I personally go to the endurance because Amazon changed the drop list from the career. And now it's much more easier to get the really high melee endurance and range endurance with the good sets for the healer. Almost impossible to get really high melee evasion, so you will be focused on ranged evasion and magic evasion. I really want some defense from the melee. That's why I choose endurance. If you're okay with ranged and magic evasion, you go with the evasion set. And it could be really high. So the second thing is melee hit, like great sword users and dagger users, they will have a lot of hit because of the passive, because of everything. So it will be really hard to have a lot of evasion to dodge the attacks. And if your evasion is lower than the hit, it's basically useless. So it should be, you should focus on this attribute, on this protection. That's why, so I choose, anyway, you have two different options. Both of them are super valuable, viable. I have guildmates who are using evasion and they are super strong. I have guildmates which are using the endurance, they are super strong as well. I can feel myself with only 700 endurance on melee, I can live through combos during the mass PvP and heal myself. So that's super good. Okay, now we know how we build our character. Now the main thing about the gearing process in this game, you try to stack as much attributes, stat points as possible. So you need to understand which stat points for your class you need really in the big amounts. And also you need to understand what traits are you focusing on. For traits will be super easy for us. We need max HP, melee endurance, and range endurance everywhere where we can. So that's how we will choose different sets and different pieces of sets to get as much as possible melee endurance as it gets. You have two different things. You have static traits, which are with the gear, and you can't change it. So you choose gear which will have max HP, some different endurance, or really good stats for you. And then you choose gear which have the traits that you need. How to understand what traits which gear have, right? So you click on the gear, and you have it here, trait list. So this is the traits that I can get from this plate armor of the resistance. And I can see that I have ranged and melee evasion, ranged and melee endurance, max health and health regen. Health regen is useless, so max HP, really good, and 2 endurances. That's my choice. Same for all other things. But you also need to think about, are they expensive or not? Like for instance, this hat, elusive Huxware hat, super easy to drop, and it's super cheap right now on the market. So it's have dexterity and hit chance. I don't really need dexterity, but hit chance is fine. Max HP with the traits, melee endurance and cooldown speed is really good, right? So I will get it. The same with the pads. They are like have dexterity. I don't need dexterity for now. But also super cheap, and you can get max HP, range endurance, and magic endurance. You don't have melee endurance even here, but still they're super cheap. So that's how you choose, right? And we will go to the section where we'll show the builds themselves a little bit later, and you'll understand it better. For now, just understand, okay, we're choosing the gear by the static traits and the traits that we can get from that. So from the gear, like from the pieces of the gear, like head, chest, gloves, or whatever, these things, you try to get as much as possible range endurance, melee endurance, or max HP. When I say endurance, if you choose the evasion, you will choose the gear with the same like magic evasion and ranged evasion, right? Just in sake of simplicity, I will talk about the endurance set right now. About accessories and the cloak, we will talk about a little bit later. With the weapon, super simple. All of the healers should have this wand, because this wand have, when your health goes below 20%, you go stealth. You will live through many different fights and situations because of this wand. And it's also have a lot of wisdom, a lot of perception. And you can get the normal hit chance, heavy chance, and critical hit chance. About the stuff, if you're a stuff user, you go with simple like stuff of the resistance, right? And the same for the wand. You will go with a resistant wand because it's super simple to get. And you will stack it with the traits, because untraded purple one and fully traded blue one is better. Look at that. This stuff is like brilliant. All of the traits are really high. Or you will get something like another stuff, like Umbra stuff that I get here. It's only level 7. I don't have enough growth stones. It's only have 2 traits, but still it's already have strength 6 and perception 7. Why it's important? Now, for the healers, which stats are really important for the healers? Look, it's super simple. Like you can click on them and you can see the effects from the levels, like level 30, level 40, level 50, and etc. etc. Perception. That's the main stat for the healers, for all of them. You need hit chance, you need hit chance, and you need hit chance. So you want to have perception as high as possible. The best will be 60 or 70. Now, wisdom. Wisdom have max mana, buff duration, cooldown speed. It's basically cool. If you have cooldown speed plus 5%, it's cool. But it is not worth it, because the stat itself just gives you mana regeneration. And if you are wanton stuff user, you're okay with mana. If you wanton ball, maybe you can have wisdom. But for me, it's not super useful. Dexterity, critical hit chance is good. Other things like bonus damage, it's also good, but it's not so critical for us. If you are going into the evasion build, maybe you need dexterity, because it will increase evasion. That's super good for you. But what we need strength and perception. Why strength? Because strength have additional max HP, damage reduction, and heavy attack chance. That's huge for us. Look, right now I have almost 14k of HP. With all the reductions that I have, with all the endurances, so people hit me with the minimal damage, I can survive really great fights. Now, which weapon should be made? This is controversial, and for different situations you need different weapons. You can see if I choose stuff as the main weapon, I have really high minimum damage, really high max damage, and really high range. That's really good. But look at the healing. if I choose Wand, because of the passives, my healing became higher, and it will be higher with the mastery development. What is mastery? You go to the skills and you have mastery. So for example, for the Wand, the last one have heavy attack chance. All of these things will work only on the primary weapon. If you choose Staff, it's also super cool, and you will have something like silence resistant or cooldown speed. So you choose. But for me, it's much more important to have more heals than more attack. But when I farm, just solo, of course, I will choose the Staff. All right, now I understand what's the theory behind all of that. Now let's talk about builds themselves, right? Yes, please. So we have 2 different builds in the link below. Please subscribe to the channel because I did prepare everything for you guys. So how this build works? You have start, then you have current gear, and then you have something like farmable and hard farmable. This is the end game. This is the epic something that you can get, right? And farmable also. All traded and everything, it's super good that you want to have, but you will be going through the green and blue. Now the same with the evasion. This one, Eva version 2, it's obviously about evasion, and the Healer version 3, it's about endurance, what I use. You can see the current gear of myself here, and I am updating it every day, so you can use it, sneak peek. How we start? We start with something simple. You can craft most of the green gear here, right? And do you need to trade it? With the green gear, if you understand you can't get the blue one super fast, yes, you trade even green ones. Because traded green, full traded green character is much more powerful than just blue without the trades. Traded blue, like I am right now, it's much more powerful than I will have something without the trades. With exceptions, like here, I get this bracelet because it gives me 6 perception. I get this stuff because it gives me a lot of perception and strength. So now I can have 50 of perception, hit chance, buff duration, attack range, and I have 40 of strength, which is max HP and damage reduction. That's why. Some of the rings are like only green, and then you go full purple. So that's why it's, look, this thing, even level 6, already have wisdom and perception attack range. So that's fine, right? As I said, weapon always should have the same hit chance, heavy attack chance, and critical hit chance, both of them. So you take something simple like resistance stuff. If you can get the Wand of Skyward Blessing, if you're only starting the game right now, it's on the market, it's really cheap, you can get it, you can buy this thing, and it have 8 perception and mana cost efficiency. Super good Wand, so take it. The traits are the same, like hit chance, heavy attack chance, critical hit chance. What about the other gear? So this head, farmable, easy, super cheap. Also the pants, Dusk Blood, trousers, super easy. Get everything, trade everything. Look at that. Max HP, magic endurance, rage endurance. It's already really good. Instead of magic endurance, you can get the debuff duration. Then you have these gloves, pretty simple to get. They have max HP and added attack speed. You don't really need that, but that's fine. But they have everything like melee endurance, ranged endurance, and max HP. These boots, easy farmable, you can buy them. They have a lot of locations where you can drop them. And like how to find the location of this thing? Easy. You go to database on this side. It's Glade Stalker boots. So you go here, Glade Stalker boots, click on them, and you find drop from the NPCs. So first of all, you just can drop them from normal NPCs. So that's why they are cheap on the auction. Now you can go and obtain them from the dungeons also, like from what dungeons you can obtain them, and lithograph. So you just craft 4 of these and you get these boots. Pretty simple. That's why all of the blue gear in my builds are super easy to obtain. Okay, now the cloak, just temporary cloak. So you can craft green one, it could be this one, or you can also have the shaman cloak, mantle of casting. If you want a little bit of ranged evasion, it doesn't matter, you will have this with max HP and skill damage resistance. It will do a lot of help to a character. That's how you roll. Then you have accessories. So this thing will go till the end, almost. Like this ring is super good, you can drop it and you can do it through the lithograph. You also want max HP, skill damage boost, and buff duration here. This one craftable for some period of time. Then you try to go and get purples. You can craft this thing from you go to this town, what's the name of the town? Stoneguard Castle. You go here and you have a lot of chests, which will help you to obtain really, hard to obtain gear. Look at that. Here, chests. So you have Precious Epic Accessories Selection chest, this one. And you can get this ring from this chest. You need Dimensional Essence of Salvation. How to craft it? Easy. You need to drop 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, and 10 soul shards from the dungeons. But during the first main quest, when you will do first main quest, I think you will get everything by 10, and with the battle pass you will get everything. So you definitely can craft in level 50 this ring, easy. So you get this ring. Why we have this ring? Because it have wisdom and perception. And when you're level 9, it's already more and more. Look, it's 4 and 4, right? Really good. Magic defense, that's fine. Attack range increase, also fine, but you have perception wisdom. That helps you to do this. Strength and perception. Now you have two different belts that you can use. You can use this belt because it have max HP damage reduction. Also the traits are good. Max HP, skill damage resistance. And you can have stun resistance or debuff duration, or you can have another belt, which makes sense to have if you are into the endurance build. I will show you. Yeah, okay, this one. Flame Rod Bindings. This one gives you melee endurance, and it's level 1. In level 9 it will have 170 melee endurance, which is huge. So I think I will go with this one. And all the things that I show you right now, you can drop from the open dungeons, from the chest, from the different pouches and stuff. Look at that. So you have open dungeons in the world, right? Which are Sourdoma Island, right? This is the open dungeon. You go there, you kill these mobs, and you get really good loot. So you have this, you have Temple of, you have this thing, which is opened, Sanctum of Desire only when it's raining, Silius Abyss, and at the beginning of the server you have only like level 3, then you have 4, 5, and 6, and you have also these things. And first of all, you can drop in these open dungeons really good loot. Like all the things that I'm showing you in the builds, you can drop here, or you can drop on co-op dungeons. So you go to the co-op dungeons menu, and you check, okay, I want this cave. Okay, I need to go to the Cave of Destruction. I want this bracelet. I would need to go to the Cave of Destruction. I need this wand. I need to go to the Cave of Destruction. So you as a healer will go a lot to the Cave of Destruction. You will also go a lot, if you are endurance user, to the Butchers because of the gloves. You will go to the Cursed Wasteland because of the shoes. My point is all of the things that you have in both of the builds you can get from the open dungeons or co-op dungeons, which is super good. Now the focus, like when you go from the green to blue and to the purple, is green could be half traded if you are really fast to get blue as much as possible. Blue should be full traded. Like I traded full of these things, and only then, after that, I start to switch to purple because of the stats. Now, you need to focus on the 1 or 2 protections, like myself, as I said, melee endurance and range endurance. And then you choose stuff that you can get from the dungeons and open dungeons, and you start to trade. In the end, you need to have a lot of endurance or evasion, a lot of HP, and a lot of stats. Look at that, perception, 70. It's so many hit. You need hit for sleep, you need hit to hit enemies. You really need the CC chance for the sleep as well. So perceptions for the healers in the PvP is super useful. And strength as well. What is farmable and hard? Farmable, you can do, like I said, all of the open dungeons, all of the pouches and other stuff, you can get all this. Just farm, 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 and farm. Hard is something that you will get, but not super fast. For instance, this thing is from the healer's set. The sets in this game worked like the following. You can see on this menu on the bottom, 2 pieces cooldown speed 7.5. 4 pieces of this set skill heal 25% more. It's huge. It's like really huge. You want this if you're the healer. But this chest you can drop only from the Arc Boss, which is not in the game yet, and it will be just one on the server. So it's really rare to get this thing. It will be super expensive. That's why this is hard. Some of the things from here is really hard to obtain. So we are focusing on this one, right? And then you trade it fully. Like some of these things are like you don't have max HP. Okay, sometimes shit happens, right? So you will go with mana regeneration, you will go with melee endurance, and then you will go max mana or magic endurance, whatever you want. But this thing have cooldown speed. That's huge for us. But you can change it, right? With this thing is not influence your melee endurance. So for instance, you can change it to this one. It's cooldown speed, wisdom, and it's have max HP. Cool? Cool. So some of these things are interchangeable. But in that case, look, my perception already 64. So that's not so perfect. But in the game, you will use the gear that you drop. Sometimes you can drop like for months, some pieces. So, think. Now the same with evasion build. You have green, super simple, everything is craftable, everything from the lithograph, and most likely you don't need to trade it. Then you have blue. These things you already can start to trade, because while you will go from here to here, you will spend a lot of time. But the thing is, the wand and stuff most likely will be the same. Part of the accessories most likely will be the same, because, they add a lot of the stats, like perception and strength here. So with evasion build, you can get, and my boys from the guild already have, hello loss, about 1,500 of the evasion. And it's huge. Like rangers and magic users will not kill you ever, but melee users will clap you. So it's the positioning thing. Now that's important. I will not go in details about this build because it's basically the same. It's just different type of the gear. Most of the gear of here will be focused on the evasion. Look, magic evasion here in the traits, magic evasion here. Oh yeah, or this pants is ranged evasion. With endurance build, you are much more free. Most of these things don't have endurance. It's more about the stats, which is cool, but some of them have endurance. For example, maybe instead of this necklace, you will keep this one because it's melee endurance 200. And then you have this additional belt that I showed to you, this one, and you have 170 more. So you will have about 1,000 of melee endurance. So they always will do the minimum damage for you. That's super, super, super useful in the PvP. So that's how you roll. Now the bonus, just to understand how to get everything. You need a lot of lucent, you need to go to the auction and you need to have a lot of lucent, right? So how to get this lucent? You go to the open dungeons, like to this one, or to Shrouded Crypt, and you use these things, these scrolls. When you use this scroll, you can obtain these pouches. So you just kill the mobs there, you just need to touch the mobs there, and you obtain these pouches. And you can get, look at that, really, really good loot from that. And then you do the following. If it's not loot for you, if it's like not something that you can use, you go and you sell it. Look at that. You just do the extraction from them and you sell things for not a big amount of lucent, but it's a lot of them. Look at that. And then you go to the co-op dungeons, Cave of Destruction. If you will drop these daggers, and these daggers are really useful for the dagger users, you extract it and you sell it. If you have critical hit chance or heavy attack chance. If you don't, you do the following. You go here, you go to the trades, you choose the weapon that you dropped, and you trade conversion. You do the trade conversion. The chance that you will get something good is like 50% because of 6 of these, 3 of them is really good. And then that's what I did. You spend some resources and then you sell it. Look, I sold like 2 of these daggers, 800 lucent, 900 lucent. A lot of things like skill damage resistance or max HP you can sell. So in total, you can get a lot of lucent, and then you just buy stuff. Like you buy additional traits for your gear, you buy additional everything, and that's how you roll. You don't chase the combat power, you chase the traded gear and then proper stats. That's why you switch to the purple ones, and then you start to trade them. And that's how you became powerful. I really still, with this blue gear, during the mass PvP, I can survive through stuff. I can live a lot and I can, do damage, heal my teammates. So that's the proper way how you build the gear for a healer. I hope it was useful and you did understand something. Links below, ask questions in the comments. I will definitely answer everything. I also start to stream. Surprisingly, I also start to stream almost every day. Somewhere between 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. I started, CET time, Central European time. Come, ask your questions, and please subscribe and like the video. I hope it helped you. I will see you on Throne Liberty. See you guys, bye.